Can you sum up how you're feeling today?
Buzzing, absolutely buzzing. It's not often you get promotion through the playoffs. It's great. So I couldn't be happier after today. It'd been better, of course, if I was playing, but that's life. I made a bad decision on Wednesday night, and that's my punishment, is that I never got to play today. But the boys went out and done a great job and played great, got a great result, and now they're battling the First Division, so I couldn't be happier, really.
Do you think, I mean, is it something you try and look at, well, you know, obviously today was the culmination of a season of work. Obviously I'd imagine it's difficult to tell yourself that when all you want to do is play.
Aye, with every team, I mean, you look at even the Champions League with John Terry, and he's wanting to get involved and he's so happy, but he's not playing the game. No matter what, you're still missing that feeling at the end of the game where you've won promotion. But it's a long season, everybody's played their part, whether you've played one game, whether you've played 40 games, it doesn't matter, you've still played your part in that season. And you've got to feel like, I said that to the young boys who have came in and maybe only played a couple of games, they feel as if they've won a couple and got left out today and we're really unhappy. I was saying, look, it's not about you today, it's about the club making it up to the First Division. And after that, the boys started to see a wee bit of perspective, and it's been great, you know. I'm delighted, absolutely delighted, I really am. I'm delighted just to be here, to be involved in the celebrations today. I mean, the fans don't care who played today. They look at who's played throughout the season and who's been in the squad, and the players should do the same.
So when we got the playoff place that we wanted, at that point, you know, when you look at our growth and you look at the games you'd have to play, you know, was there a feeling of, well, you know, obviously we'll go out and try our best, but we've got what we wanted and we'll just go out and enjoy it? Or, you know, did you really believe, you know, we can actually go out and win this?
You've always got to believe you can win it, but in the same instance, I probably looked at it that I don't really see us beating Arbroath. I think, and what I said to a couple of the boys is, we beat Arbroath, we go up. Simple as that. That's a hard tie, and especially getting up there with a one-goal lead. I remember saying to a couple of people who'd asked about it, obviously the boys talking and stuff, I said, I can't see one being enough going up there. And to be honest, the chances galore, but they never took them, and then you're starting to kind of think to yourself, got a chance here. Again, 0-0, and we go on to Airdrie for the next two legs, for the next tie, 2 legs obviously. But going there with a 2-1, I felt more confident. I felt nervous, I felt really nervous sitting in the stand up at Arbroath, but whereas today I felt really relaxed because I felt that we would do it, certainly with the team we were putting out. I didn't think Airdrie had anything to throw at us that they hadn't already done, so it was great, you know. You get more and more confidence as the season goes through, and I'm quite to be honest, I'm surprised we were here, because at Christmas time it was a case of, do we fight relegation or do we go for promotion? And we came in after Christmas and we kicked on 10 games in a row. I think we get 9 wins out of 10 or whatever it was, and it's been great, you know. It's great to be part of that, but again, after the 10 games we're safe. That's what you think first, and then anything else is a bonus, and then you get this, and it's just so unexpected, and they're the best moments, is the ones that are unexpected.
Would you say that winning the Second Division or the First Division playoffs is the biggest achievement of your career? I've
done it 5 years ago with Stirling, and again it was a massive, but I played it that day. So you're saying, is that a bigger achievement? Well, no, it's the same achievement of course, but this feels better to an extent because it's the home team. It's my hometown, and I know pretty much most of the fans that are there. I've known them, I've stood in the terraces before when I was at Boghead, and I don't remember them getting promotion, so to be part of that's great, and to be the captain of this club who goes into the First Division, nobody will ever take that away from me, so it's a great achievement.
When we spoke last year, obviously you said that, you know, the playoffs was the target for the club, that's what everybody wanted. Obviously there's 7 or 8 teams in that division who all said we want a playoff place. with the start we had to the season, as you said, at one point you maybe thought, are you going to have to be fighting for the relegation playoffs? When do you think that changed?
The 10 games, the 10-game run changes after that, because we are then in that pole position. But I still at one point thought we could still drop out, because we then went on a run of 5 games where you don't win. But that's the Second Division.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've pretty much played Second Division for 10 years, and it's always the same. It's the exact same season. You'll maybe go a run of 5 games, win 5 games, lose 10 games, win 10 games, lose. You just never know what you're going to get, because things change that quickly with players coming in and loan. Forum of players who are part-time. It's what part-time's all about. And now we're going up to the First Division, where it's going to be difficult. Last time I was there it was difficult, and you're just hoping that manager brings in the right players that are going to do the job.
I think that, I was having a wee think earlier, I've been trying to avoid it for the last couple of weeks, but when you look at the press and stuff, and a lot of the full-time teams are talking about maybe being half full-time, or maybe only having 4 or 5 full-time players. There maybe hasn't been a better time to go up in the last decade than this year.
To go into the first.
To go into the First Division, because there's maybe going to be like that big huge gulf that there can be.
You've got to hope that. You've got to hope that. You've got to hope that you can go up there and you can compete. And it's going to be difficult. The players need to realise that you can't perform one week and not perform the next. You need to go there and perform every single week, because the difference between Second Division and First Division is massive. So maybe, like you say, so maybe a bit tighter for this league, and to stay up would be huge for the guys, and finishing second, third, bottom, people maybe have a moan, but I think until you're in the league you don't realise how much of an achievement that is to stay up in the First Division. So you go there, you be confident, but you also need to then be sharp, you need to be clinical in the decisions you're making, the passes you're making, and again, a bit of luck always comes into it.
And when you say, after Christmas, the team changed, you started getting results. Is there anything you could put your finger on that changed? Was there a change in attitude, or did something happen that all of a sudden, you feel better about it, or was it just, once you got that 1 or 2 results, it builds up?
It's called a winning habit. As soon as you get into that habit of winning, just like the habit of losing, which we had, we had that probably last year, at the start of last year, where we lost maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 games in a row, whatever it was, and it's hard to break it. But once you break it and then maybe go a couple of games winning, then that's when the confidence builds and you realise you are actually good players, you're not destined for the Third Division, and experience brings that as well. If you fill the team, the ground, the training ground with experience, then that tends to kind of breed confidence. For instance, guys like Jack Ross coming in, who's been a massive influence to a lot of the young boys, because with his professional attitude, he then speaks to them, and if they're down, he tells them what to do, he coaches them, and he's been a breath of fresh air for the club. But you've also got guys like myself and Gills, even Aggie, Prunts, who have been here for so many years and are always willing to talk to the young boys, to coach them through. And the young boys like Tony Wallace steps up today and steps up in the playoffs. 3 goals in 4 games, can't ask for anything more. And again, that's what confidence brings.
And how big influence do you think the fans are on the games, particularly the away games?
The voice of the fans is great, at home it's maybe not so much at home, you don't really hear it, but when you go away the singing never stops. And I actually remember it was last year, the last game of the season, for us, I think if we get a point at Livingston we stayed up, whereas Livingston were actually winning the league that day, so a point for them winning the league, and their fans were louder than the Livingston fans, who are meant to be a massive club. And I remember we all kind of spoke together and we thought it was incredible that Dumbarton fans were able to make that much noise and to support their team in such a big way, and how much it means to them. And that then goes through to the players who are on the park, and it was great. And then tonight's just been special, how everybody celebrated together, and coming back here to such a reception has been magic. It really has.